welcome to DIY with Nancy. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Portuguese pastry called Pao De Deus. And it's basically a bread dough that is soft and fluffy on the inside with some coconut on top. It's a great combination and it's very tasty. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook and turn your post notifications on. So we're going to be doing two parts to this recipe. First, I'm going to show you what we're going to have to do for the dough, and then I'm going to show you for the topping. So for the dough, we need 4 cups of all-purpose flour, cup of water, 2 eggs, 1/4 cup of butter, 1/2 cup of sugar, and 1.5 tablespoons of instant yeast. And then for the topping, we're going to need 2 cups of shredded coconut, 2 eggs, and then we're going to put 1 egg aside for the egg wash, 1 tablespoon of butter, 1/4 cup of water, and 1/2 cup of sugar. Okay, so we're going to start off by making the dough. And in the blender, you don't have to blend this. If you don't have a blender, you can use your hands and knead it in a bowl. So you don't necessarily have to use a blender. So I just wanted to let you know. Okay, so we're going to start off with 4 cups of flour. We're going to put that into the bowl here. Make sure you don't get the flour on you. And I'm going to put the sugar. I'm going to put the butter. I'm going to add the eggs. And I'm going to add the yeast. I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to use the kneader. Get it in here. You're short and your counter is a little tall. You got to reach on your tiptoes. So we're going to lock it. And I'm going to start off by kneading it slowly. So now I'm going to gradually add the water slowly. And I'm just going to watch it because I don't want a very wet dough. I'm going to put a little higher. Make sure the flour stays in. Now, if you find that the dough is too wet and there's too much water in there, you can add a little bit more flour. So I would start off by 1 teaspoon at a time, and then you can see how the dough is kneading. But so far, we're okay. So we're gonna let this knead for about 5 minutes. Just let it go on its own for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna take some flour and I'm gonna put it on my surface. And I'm gonna unlock it. And then I'm going to take out the dough from the bowl. So now what I'm going to do is just put a little flour and then I'm going to knead it. You don't need too much flour. So I'm just forming it as a ball. Rolling it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them and sort of stretch it out here. I'm going to try to cut it about 8 to 10 pieces. They don't all have to be the same size. So, and then we're going to form them into balls. So what I'm going to do is cut So I have about 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I'm going to form a ball. And this is a little technique I learned when I was working at a bakery back in my teenage years. And you don't need it, like I said, you don't need flour. And you just basically keep turning it. And if you don't know how to do this, it's fine. You can sort of form it in a ball or just roll it with your hands. And you just basically want to have it formed as a ball, just like that. And you put it aside, and you're going to do that for all of them. Okay, so I'm just going to put a tea towel on and let the dough double in size, and just wait for that. For the coconut topping, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to melt that tablespoon of butter that we had, and the 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to add that into the butter, and I'm going to put this in the microwave until it's fully melted. So the shredded coconut, I'm going to add the melted butter with the water, and I'm going to start mixing that. And then I'm going to add the sugar. Keep mixing. And the consistency, you don't want it too wet and you don't want it too dry. So I'm going to add 1 egg at a time and see how that works out. And if I need the second egg, I'll use it. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 egg at a time. There we go. And I'm going to keep mixing. It's almost like a paste, and I'll show you the texture on my hands so you know exactly how it should be before you put it on the dough. You want it really blended. Make sure the sugar and the egg and the butter mixture is all blended in. I think we're gonna only just need the 1 egg. Texture seems good. Now, like I said, if you find that it's too wet, you can add more coconut, and if you find it's too dry, you can add another egg. So just so you see, the consistency of it is sort of bunches together, and then that's what we're going to be putting on the dough. I've preheated the oven to 375. Okay, so the dough has doubled in size, and now what we're going to do is we're going to make the egg wash to put onto the dough. To make the egg wash, I'm going to break an egg here into a little bowl, and I'm going to mix it. I'm just going to brush the egg wash over the dough, make sure it's fully covered. I don't want too much of it, just enough to cover a full dough. Okay, so I'm gonna just get a spoonful, put it on my hand, flatten it, and I'm just gonna bunch it up on top of the dough. I'm gonna do that for all of them. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the oven, and I'm gonna leave it in there for about 20 to 30 minutes, or until it's lightly browned. So I'm gonna keep watching it, and it's at 375. Okay, so they're out of the oven, and they were in there for about 30 minutes. I like the way they look. I'm gonna wait until they cool off, and I'm gonna put some powdered sugar on them. Okay, we're on the final step. We're gonna put some powdered sugar onto the Pao De Deus, and I just want to take this time to thank everybody for watching. Hope you like the recipe, and feel free to send me photos of the recipe and let me know what your thoughts are.